Hey guys, how's it going? This is Autobot JCB here again for another How to Transform video. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to transform the 2004 Transformers Energon Street Action Team. Now, if you guys recognize that name, you will actually recognize it from my Transformers Armada series. These are actually the upgraded versions of Highwire, Sureshock, and Grinder, which are the BMX bike, the skateboard, and the moped from one of my other videos. If you guys want to go check that video out, it's in my playlist. But we're going to go ahead, I'm going to go ahead and show you how to transform these, and then I will show you a comparison between the Transformers Armada Perceptor and the Transformers Energon Perceptor. So for right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put Grinder and Sureshock off to the side, and I'm going to bring in Highwire. As you can see here, he's no longer a BMX bike. He is now a motocross bike, which I think is kind of a pretty neat upgrade. I think that they added quite a bit more detail. Obviously, he's still got the Minicon insignia right there, and he's got the exhaust right there. You can see that they made sure to add some detail like the shocks and stuff like that, and they've got like even the tread on the tires, which I think is neat. But we're going to go ahead and jump into transforming this one, and then I will show you how to combine all three into Perceptor. So with this one, the first thing you're going to want to do is, if you look right here, you'll see there's a Minicon port. Go ahead and just flip that up just like this, because this is actually going to be Highwire's head. The next thing you'll do is, if you push this wheel up out of the way just a little bit, and then extend this a little bit and move it out of the way, grab this whole section and bring it down just like this, and then turn it just like that. And then we'll go ahead and we'll turn him around. See, he's already starting to look like Highwire. What we'll do next is we'll go ahead and fold up this panel onto his back just like that. And then we'll turn him around again. As you can see here, his arm right here really doesn't need a whole lot of transformation, but we'll just go ahead and move that up a little bit, and then you'll see that he's got his arm and a little blaster mounted to it. Kind of a neat little addition for him. One thing you can do if you want is you can actually turn this in a little bit like this. So his fist is on the outside. I guess looks more like some type of maintenance tool than anything, because I think it would be weird that he has his weapon on the inside of his arm instead of on the outside. And then over here, what you can do is go ahead and bring this up, and then just go ahead and turn this down just like that. That's really all you do with that. And then what you do is you'll notice that there is a seam right here. Go ahead and pull these apart, and then take the top of what is the gas tank right here and go ahead and flip these out just like this, because those are Highwire's feet. Now, him sitting still can be pretty unstable because of how off balance he is. I typically like to line up this peg that comes apart right here at the back of the seat, just so it kind of gives it a little more stability. For me, it makes it a little easier to get him to stand up, but it's not really 100%. So one thing you can also do is you can also bend his legs forward a little bit, and then bring his feet out, kind of to put his feet more underneath him than in front of him, so you can get him to stand just like that. So there's Highwire. And now next we'll move on to Sureshock. In Transformers Armada, Sureshock was originally Sureshock. Yes, I'm sorry. Yes, Sureshock was the skateboard that was used by Carlos. As you can see here, he's gotten quite a bit of an upgrade, and he's now an ATV. He's got still got the Minicon symbol right there on the hood of his vehicle mode. This one's actually pretty easy to transform. All we really have to do is we just go ahead and flip this whole section right out to the side just like this. And then we'll go over to the other side and flip that section out just like this. Then what you do is go ahead and turn the wheel on that hinge right there, and turn the other one on the heel just like that. And then what you do is, if you take this whole upper leg section and you pull it out to the side, it will actually seat into a housing, or seat into a, it's not the easiest to move into position, but it does slide on a little bar right here. Let me see if I can get the other one to work correctly. Yeah, need a little motivation, but more or less, that's how you get him to be in his alt mode. And the wheels are actually his feet now, which I think is weird, because he had actual feet when he was the skateboard in Transformers Armada. But then finally what you do is if you take this whole section and just go ahead and rock it back on a hinge just like that, go ahead and bring the arms down just like that. And then finally the seat of the ATV, just go ahead and flip up, which will reveal Sureshock's face. So there's Minicon number 2. He also is a little off balance in my opinion. So I typically just like keep his arms up just so he is more solid for getting him to stand. And now finally, we have Grinder. Grinder is, in Transformers Armada, was the moped that was primarily used by Alexis. As you can see here, Grinder has gotten quite a bit of an upgrade from a moped and is now a hovercraft. As you can see here, he's got the fans right there, and he's got a couple more fans right there built into the back. This one's actually pretty easy to transform. If you actually grab right here and just go ahead and pull, it'll actually open up just like this. And what we'll do is we'll start by taking this, fold it out, and then rock it. Here, we'll turn around, make it a little more, make it a little easier. Go ahead and rock that out just like that. The next thing you'll want to do is if you take the fan off the back, go ahead and fold it down on that hinge, and then just go ahead and turn it around just like that. So we'll go ahead and fold this up, fold this out, fold this down, fold that down, and turn it around just like that. And then what we'll do is we'll open up these pieces right here, and then we'll go ahead and fold him back into position just like that. And there we have Grinder. I think that this honestly, I like this version of Grinder a little bit better because looks like he's more equipped for battle in my opinion. Even though the Armada Street Action team really didn't see a lot of action except for when they were combined into Perceptor. So there's Minicon number 3. So as you can see, we've got all 3 ready to go. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to combine all 3 into the Energon variation of Perceptor. So what we'll do is we're going to start with Grinder. And in order to do this, what you'll do is you'll start by taking the arms and putting them back into their sitting position as if you're turning them back into vehicle mode. Then what you'll do is you'll take the feet, fold them up just like this, turn them around, and then fold them back up just like that. Turn it around, fold it back just up just like that. And now one difference you do is you go ahead and split them apart and then bring this down just like this, because just like before, Grinder is actually going to be the legs of the Perceptor combination. So there we have Perceptor's legs ready to go, or Perceptor, however you prefer to pronounce it. I think they call it both a couple times in the show. The next thing you'll want to do is if you go ahead and take Grinder, go ahead and fold his head down just like that, and then go ahead and fold his body back together just like that. Go ahead and move the arms off the side a little bit. Then what we'll do is we'll go ahead and flip his legs back up just like this, get them back into their sitting position, and then go ahead and fold them up just like this. Sorry. So we have them straight back, and then they'll fold up into this gap. Make sure you turn the wheel off to the side and just kind of set it back up just like that. It doesn't actually go into the space, so do not force it, because if you do, you can actually break it. I've actually done that twice with other ones of this figure. It is not fun to do. And then we'll go ahead and we'll bring the other leg in, and we'll put it back in its sitting position, turn the wheel, and pop it up into position. And it does kind of pop a little bit into position. That's how you know when to stop. And then what we'll do is we'll go ahead and grab his arms, and we'll go ahead and extend them just like that. A little bit of a little arm extension. Not much. One thing I think is weird is the fact that his elbow bends backwards. I don't know if if I've ever actually messed up transforming this. This is just the way the instructions have always shown it. I think it's weird that his arm bends like that instead of bending forward, since this is actually the chest plate. But oh well. But anyway, so you'll notice that there is a groove right here. There's a little peg hole right there, a peg hole right there. That will actually link onto the pegs right there on the front of Grinder. So we'll go ahead and fit that into position just like that. And there we have Grinder and Sureshock hooked together, ready to go. And now finally, let me get that stable. Now finally what I'll do is I'll show you how to transform Highwire. So Highwire, you'll actually notice that the port on his head, this is actually what is going to port into the smaller peg hole right here on the back of Perceptor's body. This is actually the neck of Grinder, and I'll show you that in just a second. What we'll do first is we'll go ahead and we'll move up the Perceptor head, which once again is the top piece of Highwire. We'll go ahead and flip his head up into position just like this. And what we'll do is we'll go ahead and turn this wheel all the way around 180 degrees, just like that. And we'll go ahead and turn this back just like this. So far, it should look like that, kind of like you're transforming him back into vehicle mode. What you'll do is you'll split the legs apart and turn them, and they will actually end up looking like this behind Perceptor's head. So when you're done, Perceptor should look more or less like this. It's a little different from when you would transform him into the alt mode for the Armada variation. One other thing, make sure you actually flip the feet back around into their sitting position. But more or less, he's going to look like that. And then what you do is you take that port, like I showed you, and just go ahead and link it right into the back end of Grinder. Oops, one thing I forgot to do, and I'm sorry about this. Go ahead and bring up the head as high as you can get it, because it'll actually just kind of sit over the shoulders just like it does with the Armada variation. So we'll go ahead and bring that around, and then we'll go ahead and hook that in, and it'll just slide into position. It can be a little stubborn, especially if it's an older one. So there we go. Got that seated in, and then we'll bring his head down, and there we have Transformers Energon Perceptor. I know he doesn't look the absolute most glamorous, but I think they were just trying to. I think they were trying. I'll give them credit. They were actually trying to make the figure even better. So there we have the Energon variation, and I will now show you the Energon or Armada variant as well. Just give me one moment. All right, so here we have the Transformers Armada Perceptor side by side with the Transformers Energon Perceptor. Personally, I like this design more. This one I think is a little too bulky and a little lopsided in my opinion. I like this one because of how I guess for lack of a better word, how agile he looks. I am so sorry for that stutter there. But I like this design more than this one, but this one is definitely a good design. But that is the 2004 Transformers Energon Perceptor. If you guys want to check out my video for combining into the Armada Perceptor, go ahead and check out my video list. It's in there. And if you guys go ahead and if you guys have any other ideas for other Transformers you'd like me to do, feel free to comment below, even hit that like and subscribe button and hit that notification bell, and I will see what I can do to help you out in the future. Until then, bye.